I probably ought to have to be paying to do this work because vacations are not free. You know, if you take a vacation, it costs you something. And I basically am doing what most of us do on what's called vacations. Okay, what are you doing on vacation? Get some rays, doing that. Get a little exercise, I'm doing that. You might get a little adrenaline rush, I'm doing that. You might do a little contemplative thinking, I'm doing that. If you have a good one, you probably do what you enjoy, I'm doing that. The way I see it, I probably should have to pay to be doing what I'm doing. I mean, it makes perfect sense. I'm on vacation. I knew it, and now I know it for sure after you explaining it to me as eloquently as you did. And I'm grateful. You guys are sharp. I sincerely appreciate it. Well, here's the finished product. Obviously, we didn't build the Eiffel Tower, but in my opinion, that's a pretty good few weeks' work. It turned out pretty nice. So that's going to do it. What you reckon the story is on this log? You reckon they just forgot it?
No, I had them cut. It was dead.
Oh, it was dead on the stump.
I had them cut it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, on the stump.
Look at that thing. See, there's probably no roots on that thing.
Probably.
Probably you don't know. Yeah, that's where the mates. You ain't gonna believe it. It's come out of that big tree I told you about the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Small end of this stump log. 26 inches. A little lemon on the oysters. Them bad boys is ready to go to the plate. The kids getting a fairly early start this morning. Not as early as I wanted, but fairly early. Here on the large end, 22 inches bark to bark. I got to get my chainsaw though. I got a big knot I got to cut off of one. It just now dawned on me, if you hear a big constant roar behind me, the cicadas are calling each other's names. I may go get one more. I drew me up a plan of what I think I may do. Plans subject to change. Now that's what I'm looking for right there. That might be a bass. No? That's the ones. That's the ones we're looking for. Right here now, guys. Look here. Yeah. See that? I've got to move this pile here and that other pile of slabs. That I can taste it. Sort of percolating through the ground. It's long enough. Check that out. So there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 2x6s. A little pressure on it. Let's get it started. This one's about 12 inches. That one's about 14. Those are in the way, but I know they got large kits in them. The ground's coming down this way, so that doesn't help me any. But I can't lift this log here with my tractor without a counterbalance on the back. I'm not going to put anything on there right now because I can move around so agilely, with a lot of agility without an implement on there. Little wane right there, but I hadn't been able to walk through here in probably a year. First of all, I'm human, and because we're human, we make mistakes. And not only do we make mistakes, we're prone to make mistakes. Oh no! So I was interested to see how it's going to manage the situation and answer the age-old question: can you cook hot dogs on a fire disc grill? That's a pretty good cleanup. Just go over quickly again. 391, it's really cutting good. I used it to cut up the firewood and buck the logs. 361 with the 20-inch bar is what I use to take the tree down, because that's the saw that I'm most familiar with, the length of bar that I'm most familiar with, that I use the most. I limbed up with the go-to saw, the MS 170, little 16-inch bar on here. I tell you what, it's more than less than half the weight of these other saws. And not saying that the kid gets fatigued, but the fatigue factor could come in. Lord, that thing is up to my sternum. That's a big log. My brother-in-law, not my other brother-in-law, my other brother-in-law, who's the brother to my other brother-in-law, had these trees cut down in his backyard because they were close to his house and leaning towards his house. One of them is a humongous white oak, and over here, a massive red oak. Some guys have been coming and getting firewood out of this, and he asked me if I wanted to take a few logs for saw logs. So I told him I'd wait till the ground gets froze, because I don't want to mess up his yard, and come over and get a few of these logs. I didn't make too bad a mess. Well, I got these white oaks and red oaks on the yard. I don't know when I'll get to them, but I've got them on the yard. I got a leak on my skid steer here. I got to check that out. But that's not the bad news. That's the good news. I got the logs on the yard. The bad news is I bent my bar. Some of you guys that are experts, you reckon there's any hope whatsoever? I sort of think I know what you're going to tell me. You ready for the unveiling, if you will? Here we go. Sawdust and sweat and see. What I'm making is 2x6 or 14s for the sawmill shed, and I need to take these trees down So I got the materials out of these, and so that's there. I'm gonna go ahead and change the blade. I don't know what's gonna be the best way to approach this thing. Might gonna be best if I bust that thing in half. Well, in my humble opinion, it was a good day. It's going to getting close to enough rafters to start building a sawmill shed. They're a little bit longer in the tooth. Doesn't mean that they know a whole lot about anything. Probably they've learned a few things, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're an expert just because they're older. However, one thing that is pretty consistent across the board, at least for a lot of folk anyway, is that because we're older, we've learned that we don't know everything. You see, there's 3 stages of life. The first stage of life is the stage where you don't know anything and you're just learning. You're like a sponge. The second stage of life is where you know everything. And then the third stage is where you realize once again how little you do know. Hey, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for joining me.